and you're really, gusto nyo talaga na nakakarinig ng lessons sa bawat araw. So ayun, no, before I start my guidelines, I would like to share muna yung fruits ko from last night's School of the Word. Kasi, ang hahaba ng sharing ng groupmates ko, and naubusan ako ng oras. Ayun. So, sabi sa akin ni Jopay kagabi, ilagay ko na lang daw sa guidelines ko yung sharing ko. So, sige, sundin natin si Ate Jopay. Ayun. So, what struck me from Ate Dor's guidelines is, first is yung song. Kasi there was this lyric sa song na, be still and know that you're enough. Kasi di ba, yung topic natin last night was about frustration, yung stress, and then depression. So, we often times na we feel frustrated and we feel stressed kasi we feel na hindi tayo enough. But, as I listen to the song is actually a prayer itself. It's a prayer itself. So, ayun. Then next, there was this question na binato sa atin ni Ate Dar na ikaw ba yung nagiging reason ng pagiging stress ng iba? Or ikaw ba yung nakakapagpagaan ng stress nila? Alam mo sagot ko? Most of the time ako yung stress ng iba. So, ayun, no? Most of the time, ako yung nagiging reason ng stress ng ibang tao or ng frustration ng ibang tao. Siguro kasi, there are acts, no? May mga gawain ako na hindi nagugustuhan ng iba. So, siguro, yun yung reason why they feel frustrated and stressed about me. Then, there is also experiences na ako naman yung nagiging reason ng paggaan ng stress or frustration ng iba. So, same lang naman tayo lahat. May ganun tayong instances na tayo yung stress and at the same time, tayo yung stress reliever. So, ayun, no? Anong gagawin mo if ever na meron kang kaibigan na parang kabuti or seasonal na lang ng umaaten? Maybe, siguro may moment na bukas, nandito siya, tapos next month ulit siya magpapakita. Anong gagawin mo pag meron kang kaibigan na gano'n? Ako, ang ginagawa ko is I try to reconnect or connect with that person. Kasi, maybe meron siyang nararamdaman na hindi niya ma-share sa iyo. So, you have to be that person na willing siya na maging vulnerable kapag kasama ka. You have to be the person na parang magiging diary ng kaibigan mo na yun. And you have to really reconnect with the persons na sa tingin mo, nahihirapang mamuhay. So, ayun. Ngayon naman, may question ako. Sino dito yung mahilig kumain? Sino dito yung kain ng kain, pero at the same time, hindi naman nag-gain ng weight or hindi naman lumalaki ng katawan? Ako honestly, ganun ako. And this past 2 months, tinatry ko laging i-double yung portions, if not 3 times yung portions na kinakain ko kasi nga, I'm trying to gain weight. So, ayun, no? Na-experience nyo ba yun na kumakain kayo pero parang walang nangyayari sa katawan nyo? Or, maybe you have experience na kain ka ng kain, you're receiving a lot, pero hindi ka nag-grow or hindi ka na-nourish. Maybe yung sagot nyo are the reasons kung bakit sinasabi ni Jesus sa John 6:27 na do not work for the food that perishes, but for the food that endures for eternal life. Kasi most of the time, we try to sustain ourselves with earthly things. Siguro, at some point of our lives, we have this challenge or we have this problem na hindi natin ma-overcome. And we try to tend na siguro much better if i-isolate ko na lang yung sarili ko. Maybe much better na hindi ko na lang haharapin yung challenge or hindi ko na lang isosolve. But at the same time, it's wrong. Kasi when you have challenge, no, you have to face it head on. Kasi you will not grow. That challenge or that problem is a way for you to be able to strengthen yourself, to strengthen your faith. So kagabi, tinanong tayo ni Ate Dar kung anong ginagawa natin pag na-frustrate tayo or nasa-stress. Kayo ba anong ginagawa niyo? Some said na they isolate themselves or some nagsistress eating. Ako, ang ginagawa ko, kapag frustrated ako or I am really stressed, hindi mahalaga kung anong reason kung bakit ako na-stress or na-frustrate, pero I tend to isolate myself. Akala ko, it will help, pero as I go back to my comfort zone, as I isolate myself, ang lungkot pala na ikaw lang mag-isa. Ang lungkot pala na tinatry mong gawin or tinatry mong isolve yung frustrations mo nung wala kang kasama. So ayun, no? As I overcome yung frustrations and stress na yun, what I do is I just sat in the silence. Then, minsan, I go to Tela. Minsan nag-adoration chapel ako. So, para lang ma-relieve yung stress na nararamdaman ko or yung frustration ko. Kasi it's all in my head. Yung frustrations and yung stress ko, it's all in my head. Kasi, I am frustrated with myself. Ma-frustrate ako mismo sa actions ko. So, ayun. On verse 41, yung mga Jews nagre-reklamo kay Jesus. Kesyo, paano daw niya nasasabi na I'm the bread that came down from heaven? Kilala naman nila yung magulang ni Jesus. They know Joseph and Mary, and they also know Jesus. Kasi nga, nakita nila si Jesus na lumaki. So imagine mo, no? In this part of the Bible, or of the life of Jesus, ano yung mga nangyari before these passages? Ang nangyari was, Jesus fed the 5,000. So, nangyari yung 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And after naman nun, si Jesus naglakad sa tubig. Pero, there is still yung doubt. Nagdududa pa rin sila kay Jesus. Then ang sabi lang niya, no one can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws them, and I will raise them on the last day. So bakit niya sinabi yun? So ayun, no? After niyang sabihin yun, still, hindi pa rin nila naiintindihan. Hindi nila naiintindihan yung humble origin ni Jesus sa divinity na kiniklaim nila. Parang ang hirap naman kasi paniwalaan na you're so humble, you're so simple, no? You live with poverty, tapos ang claim mo sa sarili mo, you're so divine, na parang ang holy-holy mo. Ganun yung tingin sa kanya ng mga tao. Since he was living in poverty, ang tingin nila, paano mo nasasabi na isa kang holy person, mahirap ka lang naman. So, andun yung doubt na yun. So, ayun, no? In-address ni Jesus yung grumbling nila or yung complaints nila kay Jesus. And He clarifies that coming to Him or yung pagpunta or pagsunod mo sa Kanya is not merely a matter of human will. Hindi lang siya basta-basta ginagawa kasi ayun yung sinasabi. But, coming to Him living with Him and following Him is coming with Him, living with Him, and following Him is a divine invitation. He is inviting us to an eternal life. So ayun, no, the Father draws people to the Son. So it reinforces yung relationship natin with Christ. Na yung relationship natin with Christ is a will of God. And si God mismo yung nag-initiate na lumapit tayo kay Jesus. He is the one making Jesus so attractive na ikaw mismo ma-attract ka to follow, to do kung ano yung ginagawa ni Jesus. And si Jesus, He promises on John 3:16 that who believes in Him will have eternal life. A life that transcends physical death. Kung ano yung ginagawa mo as you live your physical life is much better, or it is better sa kung ano yung pamumuhay mo dito sa earth. This belief ay hindi lang for intellectual acknowledgement, but also for a transformative relationship with Jesus. Si Jesus, He contrasts Himself. When we say we contrast, it is different, it is differentiating and associating. So, He associates Himself with the manna. Alam niyo yung manna na nabanggit sa passage. So, na-introduce si manna during the time of Moses pa. Yung manna, ang ibig sabihin nun is, I will explain ko na lang with the story. So, during the time of Moses, di ba there was a time na taggutom silang lahat. Him and the Israelites were starving. And then, suddenly, may fog or may hamog na pumalibot dun sa camp nila, dun sa lugar nila. Naalala niyo yun? Or alam niyo yun? Basta yun. And then, after mawala ng fog, there was this parang dust. There was this dust na nasa lapag. Then tinatanong nila kay Moses kung ano yun. And then sabi ni Moses, that is the bread of life, or doon manggagaling yung bread of life. So, in a sense, para siyang trigo, or para siyang harina, or yeast, na nagiging tinapay. Ayun yung sinasabi ni Jesus dito sa John 6:41-51. That He is the bread of life. And that bread of life, yung bread of life from Moses and bread of life na sinasabi niya is two different things pala. Kasi yung bread of life during the time of Moses is merely for your physical satisfaction, para ma-sustain yung gutom mo physically. But yung bread of life ni Jesus is will give you the spiritual satisfaction of your life. By saying na I am the living bread that came down from heaven, He identified Himself as the ultimate sustenance for spiritual life. Meron niyang metaphor na sinasabi, di ba? Eating His flesh signifies a deep consuming relationship with Him, where we find ourselves our true nourishment and purpose. So receiving Him during the Mass, receiving Him in the Holy Communion, signifies yung connection mo sa Kanya na nagsasatisfy kung ano yung tunay mo hinahanap. Ang title ng guidelines ko is I'm hungry. Nagugutom ako. The question is, sa paanong paraan ka nagugutom? Ano yung mga bagay na gusto mong gawin pa? Sabi ni Jesus, no, I am the bread of life. Pero may question din. No, may question din. Siya lang ba yung nasa basket? Is He the only loaf na nasa basket? Si Jesus, sinasabi niya na siya yung bread of life. Pero, is He the only one? Is He the only loaf? Is He the only bread in the basket? Paano tayo? No? What if He is not claiming to be the exclusive loaf of bread in this world? What if tinuturuan pala niya tayo kung ano at paano maging bread of life? So, we can become the bread, and so that we can give the bread of our lives to others. Our lives holds a potential. No? All of us, no, may potential tayo in doing many things. Some, as I said before, magaling mag-preach, magaling tumugtog, magaling sumayaw. So those are potentials that you can use para mahata or mabigay mo sa iba yung sustenance na hinahanap nila. So let me share to you my experience kung ano ba talaga yung hinahanap ko. And also an experience na na-witness ko with this community. So, first is yung experience ko na nakita ko yung youth and teens na gutom sila. Not physically na gutom, but they starve for more mission, no? Natuwa ako nung youth planning last week. Yung youth planning na yun kasi, basta natuwa ako doon kasi the youth were suggesting potential activities, potential upgrades sa mga ginagawa natin. And as we all know, na we're growing in every day na nandito tayo and as we learn, diba? We grow as a person, no? Our faith strengthens, then we become a better person, di ba? Well then, natuwa ako kasi the youth and the teens are suggesting for more activities. Maybe even more that we can handle. So ayun, no? Ano ba talaga hinahanap ko? Ako, what I craved the most in this past, I'd say 6 months, was peace of mind. Up until now, hindi ko pa rin na-achieve. Kasi siguro masyado akong nag-overthink. Kaya ma-overthink. So ayun, I'm trying to have that peace of mind kung paano ko mako-connect yung intentions ko with my actions. Kasi I'm not great in expressing my thoughts, my feelings in actions. And that's what frustrates me the most. But as I pray within this passage, dali mo lang palang ma-attain yun if you really try to strive na gawin yung mga paraan na sinasabi sa iyo ni Jesus. And as for me, that yung kung paano ko ma-attain yung kung paano ko ma-conquer yung frustration na yun is really trying to be honest sa sarili ko. I just need to take off this mask na I need to be always strong. Na nalimutan ko maging vulnerable around Him. So, ayun yung sinasabi niya that I need to be vulnerable. That I don't need to be strong always. So ayun, no? As we reflect on this passage, John 6:41 to 51. Let us examine our own lives. Are we seeking sustenance or satisfaction in earthly things? Sa mga bagay na ginagawa natin daily? Or are we turning to Jesus, the bread of life? Sa mundong puno ng pleasures, ng tukso, are we turning to Jesus, the bread of life? Si Jesus, He offers us eternal satisfaction. Kasi, He wants us to have eternal life. So, embrace His invitation. Not just to believe in Him, but to live out that daily belief. Si Jesus, kiniklaim niya to be the bread of life is an invitation to a profound and eternal relationship with Him. As we partake in this living bread, no, we are invited to live a life that reflects His eternal sustenance. In other words, He wants us to be or to follow Him. He offers that we may find Him, our true nourishment and our purpose. So as we reflect, I prepared the general questions na ating guide questions. So, ano yung nakastruck sa'yo sa song, sa passage, or sa guidelines, at bakit? Ano yung message sa'yo ni Lord, and also paano mo ito isasagot?